Thank you. I'm going to read a piece that I wrote back in 2008 about this time of year. Now, during the course of my reading of my piece, some photos and a drawing will be passed along, which describe the material that I'll be reading from this piece. This was originally published in the December 2008 issue of Your Magazine, which was published by the Flint Journal. Now, unlike my last piece, which I also wrote for Your Magazine, which I was able to make major revisions. In fact, last Monday's Creative Lions show, which aired on Comcast Channel 17, had the Collab Night from 2 months ago in October. So I edited down my segment and put it on YouTube and put a link to it in my Facebook page for my book, Remembering Flint, Michigan. So you can either go on YouTube and look up the October Collab Night with my name, Gary Flynn, or go to the Remembering Flint, Michigan Facebook page with the link to my piece. Now, unlike the last piece, this piece, because it is true history, is still titled in Flint Journal copyright, so unless a miracle happens and the Flint Journal grants permission, or MLive Media Group now grants permission, it won't be in the next piece. So if someone wants to say, hey, Gary Flynn wrote some nice pieces in Your Magazine in the Flint Journal, but they're tied up in Flint Journal copyright, now MLive Media Group, you could probably contact MLive Media Group in Grand Rapids, that's where they're headquartered, and ask, can you grant permission for Gary Flynn to reuse the material for his next book? I thank you very much. Now, here's the article called Christmas Past in Flint. The Christmas season in Flint has always been a special time of year. Early in the 20th century, the original Flint's Vehicle City arches were fitted with multicolored lights for the holiday season. Downtown was the focal point of Christmas celebrating and shopping into the 1970s, when Christmas shopping started shifting to the suburban malls. Downtown businesses were lavishly decorated and had their stores stocked for the holiday gift-giving season. The year 1913 was significant for Christmas celebrating. Then Mayor Charles George Mott introduced the first municipal Christmas tree at City Hall and was able to get every church in the city represented for the ceremony. While the Smith Bridges store, among others, heavily promoted their Christmas gift selection, one surprising historical discovery was that Carlton's, which was better known as a downtown office supply store, also had a toy department for Christmas. Smith Bridgman's, as the largest department store in the city, had lavish Christmas displays both inside and outside, including an award-winning decorated facade in 1940. It was the traditional place for the children to see Santa Claus, of course, where Smith Bridgman's now is the downtown flat lot. Flint was a fast-growing city in the automotive industry, as the automotive industry was attracting many new residents, but with the growth came growing pains. The community decided on a way to help unfortunate families during the holiday season. In 1911, the Flint Journal spearheaded the organization of the Goodfellows Charity, whose purpose was to make sure no child was forgotten in Flint on Christmas Day. The Goodfellows evolved in 1924 into the Old Newsboys of Flint, which continues to make sure that children and underprivileged families enjoy Christmas gifts. The symbol of the movement is a 1906 drawing of a weeping little girl holding an empty stocking in a grimly furnished room titled Forgotten by the Detroit cartoonist Thomas May. The movement was inspired by the Old Newsboys Goodfellows organization in Detroit. Another Flint holiday tradition began in 1937 when Citizens Bank held its first Christmas carol sing in its main office downtown. I wonder if First Merit Bank continues their tradition today. That's just a rewrite, just to make it update. In the 1960s, Christmas decorating downtown reached its literal zenith with two towering Christmas ornaments high above two intersections along Saginaw Street at Kersley Street and 2nd Street. Looking at the old photos, one wonders how the ornament was raised so high. The secret still exists at the intersection of Saginaw and 2nd, as a high wire is still strung from the former Woolworths building at the northwest corner and the drive-in building on the southeast corner. In 1953, another Christmas tradition began to officially end the holiday season. On the traditional 12th night, January 6th, Christmas trees, which were gathered in Kersley Park, were burned in a series of bonfires called the Burnings of the Greens. January 6th also marks the Christian festival of Epiphany. There were two purposes to the burning of the green ceremony. Along with a colorful tradition, it also provided a safe and efficient means for the community to dispose of its Christmas greenery. There were 16 burnings of the greens beginning in 1953. In 1954, there was a debate as to which chemical to use to enhance the display of the flames. Calcium chloride was used in 1954, which produced an orange flame. Other chemicals used to enhance fires are copper sulfate, which produces a green flame, and nitrate, which produces a red flame. The 1954 burning of the greens attracted a crowd of 3,000, watching more than 2,000 trees burn. In 1967, high winds delayed the burning of the greens until January 9th. Christmas carols were sung by local children before the fires were set, and in 1969, there was a fireworks display, a pageant about Christmas traditions and caroling. During the final burning of the greens on January 6, 1970, more than 7,000 trees were burned. The tradition ended after the city air pollution control ordinance was enacted in April of 1970. It was estimated that in the 17 years the burning of the greens was held, 125,000 trees were burned. Trees that the city collected after Christmas in 1970 went through the chipper.
All right. It's gonna make the weather